Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, a couple of vlogs ago, I asked you guys if you wanted to see me film yet another one of my wardrobe switch over, clear out, organisational videos, and you said yes, which actually I was secretly hoping you would because I love filming these. It's just such a satisfying task to undertake and to complete. And I just love sharing it with you guys. So thank you for saying that you wanted to see another one of these, because that is what I'm filming today. It's Friday, it's about 10:30 in the morning. I've got a bit of a late start. Wouldn't normally start this late on in the day, but we're gonna roll with it. I've got the entire day to get this done. Now, this one is gonna be my spring, summer to autumn, winter changeover, or rather autumn, winter is coming out and spring, summer is going in. Obviously, because we're just sort of early March, there are gonna be a few sort of wintry things, a couple of bits of knitwear that are gonna stay in there. And yeah, probably keep some ankle boots and bits out too. So I tend to do this switch over once properly every 2 seasons. So for example, at the start of autumn winter and at the start of spring summer. Now, first things first, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the before so that you guys can see how my wardrobe currently looks. Some of you who are regulars might have already seen this in some of my other videos, but I'm going to kind of give you the before state, a brief little tour of my 2 wardrobes in here, my shoe wall and my shoe cabinet, and I might give you a sneaky peek of the absolute hideousness that is the spare bedroom wardrobes, which is where I keep my winter coats in with Simon's suits. If you're lucky. Okie dokie, so for anyone that's new and hasn't seen my wardrobes before, here they are in all their glory. And then this is the shoe wall that I was just referring to, which this door, by the way, is normally open, but Simon's watching television downstairs, so I've closed it for this particular segment. So I'm going to start off with showing you wardrobe number 1. Now, we're not going to go up there just yet. I'm going to show you in this one first, in the main part of the wardrobe. Open this up, and I'm going to start with the doors. So again, you regulars will know that I like to utilise the door space. So at the moment I've got a leather bag down there, and then I've got all of my scarves which are hung on hangers here. And then if we pan over to the other door, I've got some hats which are stacked on top of each other and just hung on a hook. One of my vintage Chanel bags, and this is a reusable shopping tote which I stuff other reusable shopping totes in for when I need to go shopping. Now if I pan back so that we can get the full extent of wardrobe number 1, you will see that along the top I have t-shirts and knitwear. Yes, I've had to hang my knitwear this season just because it got out of control. And then along the bottom is trousers and jeans. I have a very hefty denim collection, as you will see, but hopefully today we can refine that a little bit more, and hopefully a lot of this knitwear will go into storage today. Now, I also utilise like any gaps in the wardrobe as well. So here I've just got some of my cashmere like robes, so when I wake up in the morning I can just pop one of those on and go downstairs, make a brew. And then over on this side I've got a single hook up there, which is where I hang my belts and they just dangle down. So here is wardrobe number 2, and I'm going to start with the doors again. So as I mentioned before, hello, I like to use the door space. So up here I've got some non-designer sunglasses, this little mirror which is actually the area where I put on my jewellery, which is conveniently hung here. And then I have 3 little baskets, which for those of you who have been asking, you might have seen them on Insta stories or something. These were from H&M, they were black. I spray painted them gold so that they kind of look nicer with my jewellery, and these are where I put my designer sunglasses. Over on the other door I've got my earphones or headphones, whatever you want to call them, and then I've got some more bags hung on there as well. And then the rest of my bags, we've got big tote bags which are up here, and then I've got some hats, my travel bits which are tucked in at the back there, my travel bags, my travel steamer, more bags down in these little what I call cubes which run down the side. Those are built in, and then in here I have popped a little IKEA shelving unit which keeps my smaller bags on, so more like the crossbodies. And we can see Phoebe peeping away there as well. Now, because I do have a few handbag new additions, my bags definitely need a big rejig, and I think I could possibly get rid of some as well. Up on this single rail here, up until this point, all of those are blazers, and then these on the end here are just a few slightly shorter coats which wouldn't fit in to my coat wardrobe next door. Speaking of my coat wardrobe, it's in here. So as you can see, this is a spare bedroom. These wardrobes are the exact same size and layout as the wardrobes in our bedroom. The only difference is that we never bothered to paint the inside of the doors. Okay, so this is my coat wardrobe. As you can see from like there onwards, those are all my long coats, and then these are all of Simon's suits. So there you go. Don't say I never give you guys anything. I've given you a peek into my coat wardrobe. Now this is my shoe wall, and you'll see it's very boot heavy at the moment. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of boots. So that obviously is going to change slightly today. I've also got a few of my like frequently worn loafers and bulky dad trainers, and then some courts and sandals along the top. But that's going to have a rejig today. And then out here, go out here, I have my shoe tower, which is just a little unit. I'll leave a link for where I bought this down in the description box below. Here I just have more loafers and some Vasias, and then because I do love my trainers, I have another drawer down there which is also full of trainers. Now that you guys have had the grand tour and you've seen the before state of these wardrobes, it is time to start the actual process, which is going to take me all day. It normally does. It normally takes me until it goes dark, and I'm starting a couple of hours later than I normally would do. So we really need to be productive today. So we're going to start off with step number 1, and this is something that I have done for years. This is just something that I always do when I clear out my wardrobes, and it is to remove everything from inside the wardrobes and lay it on the bed. Not in a Marie Kondo style. I do it a little bit more organised, so I keep all of my categories together, but I like to just remove everything and put it in piles on the bed, so that the aim is the wardrobe is completely empty. Oh my days, look at it. Completely empty and all stacked on the bed. It's quite a daunting sight just to look at all this and think, oh, at some point today this is all going to have to be tidied away. But we're going to get organised, we're going to get refreshed, and it's going to be awesome. Okay, now that I have successfully emptied wardrobe number 1 onto the bed, I am going to start to decide how I want the new logistics of my new spring summer to work. So obviously you guys saw how it was laid out before. I'm very much one of those people that gets bored really easily. I feel like I need to freshen things up to feel a little bit more inspired and to feel like I actually want to open my wardrobe. So on occasion I will change the order of things, so I might not necessarily have t-shirts up here, I might have them somewhere else. The only problem with that is that I am a little bit limited in terms of drop from certain rails. So as you would have seen in the bedroom next door, that is the only rail that I have which is full length. So any long coats or suits or dresses have to go in that wardrobe because it's the only place that I've got space. So yes, I'm going to have a little look and see what I can kind of figure out in terms of the volume of clothes. And then the next step is that I'm going to get out my storage tubs from the top of here, which have got all of my spring summer clothes in from last year. And then once I've got those down, I can then see how much stuff that I've actually got and decipher what is going to go where. Once I start going through my spring summer storage tubs, there isn't really a specific method to it. I just go through each tub one by one. I've usually kept everything in categories, so all shorts will be together, all shirts will be together, and I just go through. If there's something that doesn't particularly tickle my fancy anymore, then I'll put that in the veto pile, and then I'll make a separate pile for anything that I think I might need to try on to see if it still fits. I also keep another pile of clothes which I think my sister-in-law or my friend Debs might like, because occasionally they look at my wardrobe and say, when you ever get rid of that, can I have it? Right, now I've just gone through that entire pile of stuff and I've got rid of some bits, and this is what I've been left with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang all this stuff first and then start to rehang it back in the wardrobe. Anything like this, which is a blazer, I'll just keep to one side, but the majority of stuff, like the shirts, any linen stuff, I will start to hang in there. I have just had myself a little lunch break, so this is the current state of play now that I have returned to the wardrobe arena. So before I had my little break, I put away all of my spring summer stuff that I had got out of yonder up there and popped that away. I did have quite a few dresses, more dresses than anything else, so they've gone in the spare bedroom for a minute, and then I've got a lonely little blazer down there. So the next task is to start going through this and putting what I want to keep in my wardrobe in the wardrobe, making a separate pile of anything that I no longer want to keep, and then archiving, which basically means putting in storage tubs, the autumn winter stuff that I'm going to get back out next season. Right, now that I have done the majority of this side, I'm going to leave the doors for a minute. I have put my belts back in here, so I've put black ones on this side and brown ones on this side for a change. So I'm going to close this up for a minute because I want to get the blazers done. This one obviously we know needs to go in here. I'm going to do the same process in this side as I did in that one. I'm going to remove all of these blazers, pop them over here, and then the bags I'm going to try and lay out in some sort of an orderly fashion on the floor. Okay, so this is now completely empty. I've taken everything out bar the stuff on the doors, the jewellery and bits and bobs, but all my bags are currently at my feet, and I'm going to pop them back in and just try and reorganise them in a way that is more accessible for spring summer. So my choices of bags will probably change once the weather starts to get a little bit warmer, so I'm going to try and colour coordinate and put my most used bags in a higher up place which is easy and accessible. And I also need to add in any spring summer bags that have been in the storage tubs, and also all my blazers and jackets, and again any that have been in storage tubs need to go back in some kind of order, along with any further spring summer accessories. Right, that section is finished. I'll give you a grand tour of that later on, but right now I need to move on to the shoe wall. So I've got myself set up here already, and what I'm actually going to do, I've got my box here which is my spring summer shoes from last year, and well, there's some shoes in there that are probably a couple of years old, and then I've got some new styles here which I haven't made room for yet, and a storage tub. I should only need the one because I'm just going to take out a few of these boots, definitely these over the knee Stuart Weitzmans, because there's no chance I'm going to be wearing them during spring. And remember, I've also got my shoe tower out there in the hallway, so I'm going to give that one a refresh at the same time. Now I'm going to use the same process as I do throughout the rest of my wardrobe, so I'm going to take every single pair of shoes off the shelf, pop them on the floor in their categories, and then that also means that I can give the shelves a little dust as well at the same time. Then I'm going to assess what I've got. Some might go away into storage, some might be completely vetoed, and then the rest will go back onto the shoe wall and in the shoe cabinet. I finished! Woo! And it's still light outside. I'm so chuffed with myself. I have never ever undertaken this wardrobe switchover and finished with it being light outside. So this today is an actual achievement for me, a personal high, if you will. So yeah, now I'm going to give you guys the grand tour of the new layout, which isn't so new. Right, so I'm going to start off with the wardrobe on the left hand side. So I gave my bags a rejig. I think that's probably the thing you'll notice the most, is that I gave those a proper rejig, just sort of organised them in terms of what I'm going to use more at this time of year, and also did like a little tan section along the top there, because you know me and my neutrals. Now I have decided to keep this area as blazers because it worked so well for me last year, and it's the perfect space to keep blazers, and of course there's some jackets in there as well. So I've got my denim jacket which came out of storage, and some other ones, this khaki one here, and then I've also got my classic black biker in there as well. And then here on the side you will notice this is where I have just got my longer skirts, so any sort of slip skirts and midi skirts, those are just on 3 clippy hangers just at the side there. Other than that, nothing else has changed on here. I've used that little storage basket down at the bottom for some headbands and my earphones, and then of course I have also put on some spring summer bags over here on this door. So there you have it, folks. It's just a bit more organised, a bit more streamlined, less cluttered, and ready for the new season. Now if we move on to the next wardrobe, you'll see I've used the door here. I've kept my reusable shopping bags on the side, and also some hats. I've whipped out my summer hats. You guys will remember those from last year. And then on this door, that's where I've decided to keep my cashmere robes for now. I mentioned to you guys earlier about putting my belts up here, so I've got the tan there and the black on that side. Again, if I decide to accumulate more belts, then I can move those. My denim collection is still looking very plentiful, but I'm not gonna lie guys, I live my life in denim, as you would have seen if you watched my denim favourites video, and yeah, a girl likes to have options. And you know what? Every single pair of jeans that I have hung up there on my bendy rail is worn multiple times. I don't have one pair of jeans or trousers on that rail that still has the tags on or that hasn't been worn. So these are very well loved jeans, and they also have now the new edition of the vintage Levi's I was telling you guys about. So those have all been added in, and any denim skirts as well, and obviously you'll see some more sort of spring summer colours coming in the way of trousers. Then if we move up top, you'll see I've actually kept quite a decent amount of knitwear, and again this might change because the weather will start to get warmer, so I'll do some minor adjustments to my wardrobe here and there. And here you will see a mass amount of t-shirts, because similar to jeans, I literally live in t-shirts. I wear them under my knitwear, I wear them around the house, I love them. And there's only 2 of us that live in this house, so you can imagine the infrequency at which washing is done. Then all my linens have come out. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to wear my linen shirts again. Look, I know some people are probably going to ask about ironing, because as I've been getting some of this stuff out, it has been creased AF. No, I do not iron it when I put it back in this wardrobe. I leave that until I actually need to wear it. Now I'm going to move on to the shoe wall, and as you can see, this has had a full-on rejig. Look at how many boots I've got left, barely any. So you'll see that I have boots here along the bottom and a couple of light coloured ones here. Espadoodles, as my mum would call them, have come out to play as well. Got some summer sandals here also. And because I'm a big trainers girl, I've put all my trainers on here as well, just because I find that I'm wearing those more frequently. Up here we've got loafers and ballet pumps, and then right up at the top we have the smarter shoes like court shoes and slingbacks. So there we go, the beautiful shoe wall. Now if we go outside and have a look at what we've got in here, let me just turn the light up a sec. So in this first pull-out section, these are mainly, or they are actually, they're all flat sandals, mainly sliders. So you'll see there's a lot of sort of slide action going on there. This is a new colour of those June sliders that I wore solidly last year. I cannot wait to wear them this year. And then in the bottom pull-out section, not much. just a pair of my Dear Francis tie slides, which I love, but they're a bit bulky, which is why I've put them down here, and one very lonely pair of Converse, which I'll probably use for walking the dogs. And this is inside my coat wardrobe, which as you can see kind of looks the same as it did earlier on. So I've got Simon suits in there. I've refined my coat collection down quite considerably. I've put a lot of them away into storage because it is going to start to get warmer, and then any of the long dresses and jumpsuits have just slotted down there in the side, because this is what I was telling you guys earlier about. This is the only sort of full length rail that we have, so this is where all the long stuff has to stay. I've always wanted to do a sock slide into the ending of a video, so there you go. So that is it. Wardrobes are done, they're refreshed, they're detoxed, they are organised, ready for the spring summer seasons. I hope, maybe in some way, that this video has inspired you to organise your wardrobes ready for the next seasons. And if you have any questions, do leave them down in the comment section below and I will get back to you ASAP. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you all next time. I wonder if I can sock slide out.